This thing takes a little minute to kick in. Why I picked that one. What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Empire 161 show here on Pop Culture Pros. Another Sunday night episode. With me, as always, is Lisa. Lisa, what's up?
Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we are going to talk about the last two Yankee series, first the Angels and the Orioles. Ed and I were separately at the game yesterday with Ed's lovely wife and my nephew TJ. And we're also going to be covering a couple of fun things up front. So we're going to be talking about fans and what they decide to wear to the stadium. Because I see you, and we're going to talk about you right now. And we're going to talk about some of the concession foods that we have at the stadium because my nephew really wanted something. And we were walking around and got stopped by like 5 different people asking us about it. So we're going to get into some of the concession food because Ed and I both love food in different ways. He's more adventurous with food than me, but I like some things. And we'll talk about some other things throughout. But I do want to say one thing, folks. If you don't already subscribe, please subscribe to Pop Culture Pros. And I'm saying that for 2 reasons. 1, because that's where our show is on. And 2, there was a great discussion this week on Pop Culture Pros about whether or not people like candy corn. And as you can see, I have one in my hand right now. So
big fan of the candy corn.
Huge fan. Almost as good as Peeps, which
wow.
I also like.
Yeah, no, you're into the Peeps, but there's also one other candy that you didn't mention though that we both love as well. So does Kristen.
Oh my God, Cadbury egg.
Cadbury eggs.
Best Easter candy ever.
Absolutely. That is my jam right there. Especially they have like the chocolate. I don't like the caramel ones so much, but like the plain and the chocolate.
No, the original.
Do you like the chocolate ones though?
I don't like chocolate I don't like chocolate on chocolate too much. I like chocolate with peanut butter, chocolate with the whatever that egg yolk thing is called that they have in there. I like that.
I don't know what it is. It's sugar.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just sugar. But I don't tend to I don't like a chocolate lover's cake or chocolate ice. I like chocolate bars. I like chocolate with almonds in it or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I don't like chocolate on chocolate. It's just too much for me.
I'm the guy who's Mr. Softy. I go to get chocolate ice cream cone with the chocolate sprinkles and the chocolate dip. It's out of control. I admit it's a bit overkill, but it is what it is. Yeah, so thanks for joining us, whether it's on the Facebook stream, if you're joining us on Instagram or Twitter or YouTube, or if you found us on one of your audio-only versions. Thanks for that. We appreciate all the support. Yeah, and let's just, and always, yeah, if you're on Facebook, you can come join the Empire 161 Show Facebook group, which we share highlights and, all the other stuff, like any kind of breaking news and things like that. Some stuff we don't get to cover on the actual show. We do share daily and get into the conversation. We talk about managerial moves or lineups and stuff like that. So, come check us out. All right. So as far as we usually kick off with the Archwib segment, which is This Week in Baseball. But, it was a little slow in news around baseball this week besides just the actual baseball. So we decided to jump into, like Lisa teased, we got 2 topics we want to get into. And I think the perfect segue, though, is since we were talking about food already, let's get into Yankee StadYUM. Yes, it was a hashtag that they put out. It's corny, it's cheesy, I don't care, but I kind of dig it.
I do too.
Yeah, so one of the things that, I think I've talked about on here too, is that one of the things I do on these trips trying to go to like every ballpark and stuff like that, is I think going to like sporting events is you got to try whatever the signature food is and stuff, because like food has almost become as important as the games are these days, like the last some years, with all the new ballparks going, and teams have invested more into just like a hot dog or a pretzel or, some shit like that, or beer. Like it's become its own thing now. And so when I go to different ballparks, I always try a hot dog at every ballpark, being that that's like the classic food of it. And then whatever, I know you don't like hot dogs, but it's interesting though, because like Chicago has the Chicago dog, which they have like a sliced pickle and all this other stuff. And I'm like Lisa mentioned, I'm all about it. I'll give it a shot. I mean, I tried the damn grasshoppers in Seattle,
Yeah,
but you haven't caught that. There's a video on that on our Facebook thing. And listen, I did it for the sake of the show, so I tried it.
Listen, just so
great.
folks know, for the sake of the show, I'll eat anything that involves sugar.
Okay.
Just so the folks know, if they want me to try anything at a stadium that involves sugar or ice cream, I'm in. But definitely not grasshoppers. That's all Ed.
Okay. What if they were covered in like chocolate?
No, chocolate
or vanilla or something. Yeah. What if it was that? No. Okay. Throughout the show, I might start throwing things at you with the grasshoppers and different stuff. Wait, grasshopper in candy corn. What if they put like a grasshopper inside the candy corn?
No, because candy corn should not crunch.
I agree. No, it shouldn't. It's like chips or something like that. I can get a crunch out of it, but grasshoppers, not so much. Yeah. So it's something that you're fun with. Like, a lot of the things. The best hot dog I've tried is a Dodger dog. Dodger dogs like have their own thing, and it's legit. And I have no explanation for why, because they don't have any special toppings on it. You kind of I'm a ketchup, mustard, and sauerkraut guy. That's what I like to go with for my hot dog. And it's just different. It's excellent. And I don't really have an explanation of why. I don't know what it is. Whatever their recipe of mystery meat that they throw into these things is, it seems to work out well. They figured out the equation. But signature foods, though, have had some interesting stuff. So Yankee Stadium is no exception. They have a lot of cool things there. Their big thing that they had, which MLB had a like NCAA style tournament for each stadium, put up a signature dish, and the Yankee Stadium had the Lobel steak sandwich as theirs, and it's awesome. I mean, it's really, really good. You can get it. It's like thin sliced, like prime cut, and it's on like a weck roll, what they call it, and they have like a horseradish sauce. It's also got a jus on it, on the steak sandwich, and you can put like a horseradish topping that they give to you on the side, which I'm all about. Love it. Gives a nice little kick to it too. Now, Lisa, you're not a huge steak person though, right? Or no? So
I'm not a huge steak person.
You like despise it completely?
The only steak thing two things that I enjoy are a hamburger and ropa vieja.
Okay.
That's it. My mom made versions of steak way too many times when I was a kid, and I just got sick of it.
Okay. So I'm just wondering if there's a time that we're at a game if I can get you to try the steak sandwich.
Maybe like a tiny piece of yours, not my own.
All right. We will try something like that then. We'll go. I will cut off a part. You can try it. You can come back and tell us what you think of it, since it seems to be the signature dish that Yankee Stadium has put up. That's one of the things. They used to have steak top fries also, which they used to cut it up and they'd have onions and throw it on top of French fries, which me and Angie loved. That was our favorite thing, but it's gone this year. Along with something that I'm here. This is me. This is a transition right here. One of the things that Lisa loved that is gone, because they switched their barbecue to Mighty Quinn's. Mighty Quinn's is excellent barbecue. I mean, it's not John Brown, but it's really good though. Lisa, what was tell everybody what your favorite thing is that's no longer on the menu?
Okay, so ironically, I got a survey today because I went to the game yesterday and I filled it out. And you bet that I put on the survey the only thing that did not make my experience a 10 yesterday, other than them not winning, was the fact that the Mighty Quinn kiosk on the 300 level, right by where we usually sit, has not reopened. And I'm very upset about that. And it hurts my heart because they have the most delicious, scrumptious, finger-licking pulled pork nachos I've ever had in my life. Anybody who's ever come to a game with me and I get them is like, what is that? That looks amazing. My nephew even asked me yesterday, Titi, can we go get those nachos that you love? And I was like, sadly, they're not here this year. I need the Yankees to get it together and open that up again. That is the last game we went to, I told you, I'm like, I don't even want to eat anything because nothing is as delicious as those pulled pork nachos. They're like, oh my God, they're amazing. However, I did get this. My nephew convinced me to get it. I hope folks can see this. Yeah, this is the celebration shake one of their signature shakes that they have on the 100 level between 108 and 109. And it's got three mini cupcakes on it, which my nephew inhaled, whipped cream, some, I don't know what that like beige stuff is, and rainbow sprinkles. And we got the vanilla shake. There's also chocolate, and they have different types of shakes. They have ones with Oreos and stuff. What we were walking to our seats yesterday, and 5 different strangers came up to me and were like, "Excuse me, what is that? And where did you get it?" So clearly, I sent a lot of folks to the shake station on level 108. So I feel like I should get a cut of yesterday's proceeds. But it was amazing. What was that?
We should for this segment.
I know I should. We should. It was delicious and it was perfect. Yesterday was, Ed, you could argue with me or not, probably the most perfect weather day for a game.
Oh, absolutely. It was mid-70s, no humidity. It was perfect. I mean, we'll get to the game aspect, the on-field stuff, but everything else was
perfect.
No, but I'm just saying, like, that you had the shake, you were rocking the shake there too. Then the other signature, Tim and I had the signature shake. It's been a while since I've had one. It was the chocolate one. Obviously, I would go for that. It had like I think it had like a chocolate chip on it, and it was a brownie in it too. Like there's a lot going on in these things.
Yes.
There is, but they're really good, and I know they have them on the 100. They do have it in the 300 level though, not far from our seat. The seats where we usually sit by 420B. So yeah, you can get them up there now too. I don't think that was always the case. I think they kind of just may have added that this season where you can get the signature shakes upstairs too, which is cool because coming into the stadium is usually when like we would go grab our food, like get there a little bit earlier, grab your food, head upstairs, go by the standing room section, eat there, and then go to the seats because it's a pain in the ass and people are trying to walk by you and God knows what else. So it's just more comfortable like that. But the shakes are really good though. And the other place I got a great shake in the stadium was they have a place called Bob's Burgers. That's by Gate 2 where usually we would meet up and go in. I know we switched it to Gate 6 now. But there's a Bob's Burgers there, which me and Tim went to a game earlier in the season, and we had checked them out. And they have like a lot of good signature burgers. They have like the classic, which is kind of like lettuce, tomatoes, and stuff like that, and cheese. And then they have like one with queso, and I think there may have been like a salsa on it or something like that. Like that was really good too. But they have shakes there too, and they have like a dark chocolate shake with this whipped cream and like sprinkles on the top that is absolutely perfect. And they have a vanilla bean one too. So if you're into vanilla, they also have it too. So you can get a burger and a shake and fries. So I'm not one who dips the fries into the shake. Are you down with that? No.
No.
Yeah. Sounds kind of gross to
me. There's too many. Oh, that's another thing. Okay. The Yankees need to step up their condiment game because I feel like you can only get the essentials, right? Mustard, mayo, ketchup, maybe honey mustard every now and then, and they only give you barbecue sauce with the chicken tenders.
Yes, but they need to do the honey mustard. You can find in some places, but it's erratic.
Only some.
It's weird. Yeah. It's very weird because if you don't know, then you'll like. I'm a honey mustard with chicken fingers person.
Yes, me too.
Barbecue, it's fine. The barbecue is fine. I'm not.
I'd rather barbecue than nothing. But
yeah, well, my order would be honey mustard. No, they have Frank's Red Hot there too. Normally, like I know because of COVID, they kind of closed off that thing, and they give you packets right now. But I'll just judge it on normal time. Like right now, I'll cut them a lot of slack on certain things because they're trying to be safe.
Yeah.
But they have Frank's Red Hot. If I'm at the stadium and I get chicken fingers, which we know is the default when you don't know what to order, you're like, all right, I'm just going to go ahead and do default here. Then Frank's Red Hot is one place that I would go to. So I'll go Frank's Red Hot, honey mustard, ketchup. No, barbecue, then ketchup. Yeah, and then I guess nothing. I mean, I can't do mustard, just regular mustard with.
No, not that yellow garbage.
No, that's Angie's stuff. And then we had a whole discussion on Pop Culture Pros on the main page about mustard the other day. And we do have a surprise guest right now who wants to chime in on the food section because I've actually name dropped him a couple of times already, and he can get into this discussion too. is Tim. Tim, what's up, dude?
This guy doesn't take any time off. He just
No,
goes
he
from one
doesn't.
show to the next. Hey, Tim.
What's up, guys? What's going on? I was laughing hysterical because I was trying to find you guys. You didn't share the show, so I went to YouTube and I saw it, and I was like, okay, there they are.
I did share that. What are you talking about?
I didn't get no alerts. I usually get like 15 alerts when you share. I didn't get any alerts yet.
Oh,
but
let me check. Maybe you're right.
But the fact that I turned it on and you're talking about the honey mustard thing, I was like, you know what? I got to go back on real quick to discuss this because Ed had a heart attack because he should have swore I had yellow mustard on my hot dog. I was like, dude.
Oh, you're here to defend yourself on the yellow mustard.
I'm defending myself. It looked yellow because I had the sauerkraut and everything on there, but there was spicy. I'll only go with yellow if there's nothing else around. That's the only reason I'll go with yellow. You have no choice, especially out of New York. Sometimes you have no choice.
Yeah, I agree. And that's what I had stated before. I'm not going to act like I don't have yellow mustard at times because outside of New York, and if I'm doing this whole freaking hot dog thing, it's better than nothing. I can't do ketchup alone. I'm not a psycho.
I got banned from Facebook because of that conversation. But I thought,
oh, that's what did you in?
Because Faraci mentioned that they put mayo on their hot dogs.
Yeah, some Cuban or Colombian style.
And I wrote, if you put mayo on my hot dog, I'll assassinate you. And that got me banned.
Wow.
I wrote assassinate. And then I wrote, when Facebook said you disagree, I wrote, yeah, I disagree. I said, this is my friend. I could talk to everyone. I talk to my friends. I said, if he was offended, fine, you could suspend me for 24 hours. But so they let me back on. But yeah, I was dying laughing that conversation took place. I can't believe all the turns it took.
It got crazy. Like Keith was involved in it. Everyone was coming like out of the woodworks about this thing. Mustard is a very big topic, man. It's a hot button topic, apparently.
It is.
If you tell my stepfather, if you tell him you're putting ketchup on a hot dog, he'll fucking lose his mind.
What if it's ketchup and mustard?
No,
doesn't matter.
Does not belong to him. It does not belong on a hot dog ever. It's mustard, sauerkraut, onions. You can put all that shit on, but if you put ketchup on, you're committing a federal crime of some kind.
Wait, so how does he feel about burgers then? What's the choice for burgers?
I don't know about the burgers. I'm not sure about the burgers. I am a mayo ketchup guy. I like both.
Okay.
Thank you. I can get down with the mayo. I wasn't always down
mayo
with
and ketchup.
I can do barbecue sauce on a burger. I can.
Me too. Oh, especially
if no ketchup. If there's no ketchup. Yeah, exactly.
Barbecue goes with cheddar to me.
Yeah, well, I'm always cheddar cheeseburger.
I can do any cheese. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
cheese for days.
But if you could pick one on a burger, what would you pick, though, Lisa?
Ooh, on a burger?
If you had to pick, I go cheddar every time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if I had to pick, cheddar's the one I think of first because I'm not a big American cheese fan. To me, that's no flavor. Cheddar has some bite to it, so. But I've had burgers with provolone before, with Swiss cheese. I love cheese. I don't discriminate on cheese.
Tim, I was just talking about the Bob's Burger place that we went to when me and you caught a game early in this year, and you had the vanilla bean shake.
Outstanding.
Good, right?
Very good. Yeah, I was looking forward to that again. That was outstanding. It was a good combo, even though we waited a real long time, but it was still very good. Stadiums are stepping up, man. Stadiums are stepping up.
And didn't you? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's not just pretzels and hot dogs anymore. Now you got.
I know you could get sushi at Yankee Stadium.
You get 3-course meals now, so it's like crazy.
My nephew got the chicken tenders and waffles yesterday and inhaled it.
Jeez.
I didn't get the new one. I only had the sliders before.
He had the Parmesan ranch chicken tenders and waffles, I think.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, he ate it within like 5 minutes. It was gone.
I think that might be the move this week because I'm actually going to be at the stadium quite a few times this week, so I'm going to have to start changing it up. It's going to be I think the new waffle stand chicken and waffles is going to have to happen. So I only had the old ones. Tim, and you had Bob's Burger too, right? You had like the classic one, I think, right?
Yeah, the classic one. Yeah, very good, very good. I'm not a food snob really. I'll eat almost, as you can tell, I'll eat almost anything. I don't give a shit. I'm very open to certain things. Just don't put a tomato on there, and I'm good.
That's your Achilles heel, the tomato.
I love ketchup. I hate tomatoes. Tomatoes.
Wow.
I can't stand me a tomato.
Oh my god, I love tomatoes.
I can't. They gross me out. The little seeds, and when it drips, It gets me good. I can't even do it. I can't do it.
And you had the shake before, right? If I remember right, didn't you and
No, we had the Sundays.
Jackson?
We had the
Sundays,
the big Sundays that come into frosted cup, and they put the icing on the cup, and you got to like bite it off like an animal. Those kind of things. Yeah, those are good. That was the first time for the shake, though.
Okay.
At least those shakes. I had like what was it, Mr. Softy, whatever the hell they have there, the soft serve Carvel.
Yeah, they used to. Yeah, they had that, and now they have Ben and Jerry's and Johnny Rockets and Bob's Burgers. Like they switched it up there. City Field has Mr. Softy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I'll give them props on. They have that. That's some good stuff there too.
That's when I went there. That's what I got. I got a Mr. Softy shake because I got to do it.
Yeah, it's really good. I think that's probably going to happen next weekend because I'm going to be there for the Subway Series. Yeah, and actually Angie and I had Sumo Dog yesterday. This is the second time we've had it. Chili cheese dog, like foot-long chili cheese dog. I mean, you can't I can see Tim's already in it. He's down with the chili cheese dog. Lisa, you hate it. They have like these like fried onions that they kind of sprinkle on it too, and they douse it with like tons of shit. And they have a bunch of other stuff there in that Sumo Dog thing. But I just discovered it a couple of weeks ago. It's pretty good. And they have like Sumo Tots where they even put like wasabi on there and some other crazy
That
shit.
sounds good.
Did you? I don't know. At least you've been to California enough. I know Ed, you've been to California. Have you tried Wiener Schnitzel?
Yes. Jerry loved Wiener Schnitzel. He wanted to drive there at 3 a.m. We were drunk one time.
Wiener. I don't know. When I went to California, this was 94. I don't know. They had the special. You get a chili cheese burger, a chili cheese dog, and a chili cheese fries for one price. And holy shit, was it good?
Yeah, holy shit, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was also that.
You're going to spend the next 24 hours on the toilet, but it was so good. It was definitely worth that money from back in the day. It was so good. And I lived within walking distance. So you can imagine how much chili cheese that I ate.
He was also all about the corn dog there. And apparently became like a huge corn dog fan after that.
I'm not Jax loves those. I'm not a big corn dog guy.
I can get down with a corn dog, but it's not like something I seek out. Like if it just happens to be there, like, oh, cool, corn dog. And that's it. Tim, did you go to Dodger Stadium when you were out there?
No.
Okay,
I was there just for school and stuff. That was really it. The only bright thing I saw. I went to, Venice Beach. I went to Universal Studios, little shit like that. I didn't get a chance to go to any stadiums. I would love to have gone, but no, didn't get a chance to.
So once again, I'm calling out to our boss Farachi and saying that pop culture pros need to bond, especially the New Yorkers, because there's a lot of us, and we need to take a road trip in order to do that. So Farachi, I think we need to start a GoFundMe page for the pop culture pros so that we can all bond and be really connected to each other.
I agree. I'll get on board with that. I'm on board.
I'm just gonna keep saying that until he actually gives in one day. He doesn't know how persistent I could be, so
he might be coming up in December, so we might be all get together then.
Oh, nice. That would be fun.
He said he didn't try to make it up, so that's pretty cool. Look, before I go, I wanted to see real quick because I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I want to ask the both of you: have you lost faith in Chapman yet? Let me tell you right now, he drives me up the goddamn wall. I can't even watch him pitch anymore. I can't watch him pitch. I watched yesterday. Gallo ties the game. He came on. I said, I asked him. I said, nope, I can't. I can't watch. I can't because he makes my blood pressure shoot through the roof. So I wanted to ask you guys real quick before I let you get back to the show. Have you lost faith in the guy yet? Go first.
Lisa, you want to go? Because I have some stuff to say about this.
Yeah, so we did talk about this a few weeks ago, and so as a social worker, I wonder what's going on with him, and I feel like he maybe needs some counseling outside of baseball. Like for real, I'm not trying to be funny. I really do think either he needs glasses, or there's something going on that's like really mentally, blocking him, because he just no longer feels comfortable with his fastball, which has been lights out forever. So that's
he doesn't even throw the fastball. I see slider.
Right. He has no confidence in it anymore. So I think it would be beneficial for him to kind of talk through that with somebody. I really think that would help him out. Have I lost faith in him? No, I haven't lost faith in him totally. But yeah, every time he comes out to pitch, I'm like, oh, we're going into extra innings. Or, like the game's going to have unnecessary drama. I feel like the Young and the Restless music starts. That should be his walkout music, is like the Young and the Restless or Bold and the Beautiful or something like that. What about you, Ed?
It's definitely shaken. I've been a big supporter of Chapman for a while now. Yeah, you can kind of tell in the first couple of pitches when his fastball command is all over the place, you're probably going to be in for a pretty rough inning. But you're right, Tim, though. He's gone to his slider a lot, which he literally had zero confidence in just last season. That just seems to be the pitch he has the most confidence in right now. That splitter he has is pretty nasty, but he doesn't throw it enough, especially the righties. But right now, with Loizaga hitting the IL today, we're not going to have a choice. We have to have confidence in him because no Zach Britton now, no Jonathan Loizaga. We don't even know how long because it's a shoulder problem. And he has a history of shoulder problems, so that's the scary part. But
Chad Green? Chad Green?
No, Chad Green looked great. He looked great earlier today, but he's also had some hiccups this year too.
Yeah.
Loizaga was becoming their most dependable reliever, and now he's on the IL. So really, it's Chapman, Green, and Wandy Peralta, who's looked good, for a little while now.
And maybe Abreu.
Yeah, Alberto Abreu, he showed some promise there. And I think one of the interesting things that can happen, though, is that when Herman comes back or Severino comes back, you might have to slide one of them into the bullpen because we have enough starters, not enough spots in the rotation. Who needs to not be on this roster by the time the show ends is Andrew Heaney, because the Heen dog is
that's the one kind of dog you're not down with.
No, I'm not down with that one. Hot dog, yes. Heen dog, absolutely not. Really, really tough to watch. So I think I've seen Chapman be successful enough to feel that it's there. And he just changed his mechanics, too. He had this, whole hunched over thing, and now he's been more straightened up. And it looked good for a couple appearances, but then yesterday happens, and he has the aim of a stormtrooper or the A-team, where he can hit, the side of a barn. It's kind of crazy. So it's hard to tell from start to start. I mean, from appearance to appearance. And on Wednesday night, he looked great against the Angels. He was vintage Chapman.
It's either lights out or can't throw anything. There's no in between.
You're right.
I can put up with.
Yeah.
But lights out or complete shit. It's like you got to find that middle. And is it just me? Or maybe it's like you said, Lise, maybe it has something to do with his mind. He's sweating before he even throws a pitch.
Well, turtleneck. He's wearing a turtleneck.
Because he wears a turtleneck in the middle of July.
I was going to say, because he's Patrick Ewing in the fourth quarter sweating. I'm like, dude, he just started pitching. What are you doing that you're so goddamn hot all the time? But he looks like he's like I said, he looks, at least you might be right. It might be a mental thing, but he looks like he's really just not comfortable out there some days. I said, he's lights out or he's garbage. He looks more garbage to me lately than lights out. I would throw Chad Green in there. But it's not that you can't have him pitch. You need him. So as you said, with Loizaga gone, we got to have him out there. You got to have the confidence. But I don't know, man. Are you going to put him on we have a game to clinch a playoff spot. Do you want him out there in the ninth inning?
I mean, with the current roster, we might not. I don't know what.
A 3, 4, 5.
Well, part of the problem though is that some of the starters besides Cole are not giving them enough length. So whether Green pitches earlier in the game to get to Chapman, you're not going to have Chapman as the setup guy. So you might have to go with the formula like they were working into, which was it was Loizaga for 2 innings, and then Chapman to close it out, which a lot of people were comparing, including myself. It looked like '96 with Rivera for 2, Wetland for 1, and Wetland would be the one who would give you a heart attack because he'd give up a home run that wouldn't land, and then he would strike out the side, and then that would be it. Mm-hmm. Which is what Chapman was starting to turn into. But now with Loizaga on the IL, does Green fall into that slot where you're going to ask him to go 2 innings constantly? Someone's got to step up in there, and Abreu is going to have the chance to do it. So, but to your original question, though, it's definitely shaken, but it's something that you have to go with. You have no choice. But Boone doesn't have anywhere else to turn. So if he doesn't turn it around, then it's going to be pretty tough to go ahead and to get to October and then be successful in October. unless he turns around. He's going to be a huge key to the season now. With Loizaga, maybe you can work around some things, but we'll see what happens. They might get him back in 10 days. I know they shut him down to not throw for 10 days. They gave him a cortisone shot in his shoulder, which is kind of just masking the injury for a little while now, just so he can maybe finish out the season and then see what's really wrong after that. But we'll see. Where the hell that ends us. Do you want to stay, Tim? Do you want to stay on for the food segment? And I think you might have something to say about the next one too.
Go ahead. Yeah, I got
a
couple more minutes.
You want to hang?
Minutes.
Yeah, if you want to hang on with that. But as far as the stadium food goes, that was a good one. That was good. The stadium food though, there is a lot of other stuff that I think that you should check out. The crab fries, Chickies and Pete's crab fries. That's based out of Philly. They have that in Yankee Stadium now. And I put Lisa onto that. Lisa's a big fan now of the crab fries. It's kind of like Old Bay seasoning.
Yeah,
Old Bay seasoning, not actual crab.
Yeah, so when you first told me, I thought, no, they were fine. But when you first told me, I thought it was going to be crab meat. So I was like very excited. And then when it was just the Old Bay seasoning, I was like, all right, this is good. But I don't think I'd order them. Like, I haven't ordered them again since. I would get them again, but they're not going to be like a go-to for me. They were good. Good.
And I see Tim shaking his head. No, with the Old Bay seasoning on the fries.
I hate Old Bay. I despise Old Bay.
Wow.
Despise it. When we went to Baltimore. You got to get seafood when you're in Baltimore.
Of course.
And I got crabs and stuff, and it was soaked in it. I couldn't even.
That's too much. No, that's too much.
No, that's too much.
And I told the lady, do you have anything on this menu that does not have this shit on it? And she's like, well, honestly, no. I still have a glass of water then, please, because I don't want any of this crap. I don't like it at all. I'm not a big fan of that seasoning at all, so I can't get on board with anything that has that.
There's better seasonings out there.
Oh my god, yes, so many better ones. I'll drink a whole thing of adobo before I eat Old Bay again.
Oh my god! I think we need to see that.
I'll have an adobo shake before I have an Old Bay ever again.
Oh my god!
Nasty.
Another one of the things that are off the menu though that it kind of like irked me a little bit was in center field they have that like standing room area and they have a bar there and they had like an exclusive thing and they had like a French dip sandwich that was there. I don't know if you guys have ever tried like a French dip sandwich, what that is, but it's excellent. Like Arby's has a version, and I don't know where I found it.
Or roast beef.
Yeah, it's just like there's like a cheese on it and stuff like that. And you dip it in like this French onion like sauce. I thought that was that's really good. And let's see what else was there from the the burger place is good. Mighty Quinn's is really good. Chickies and Pete's, they have that with the chicken sliders and stuff like that. The chicken sandwich I had from the stadium wasn't that great. It was from the Chickies and Pete's spot too. The popcorn in Yankee Stadium, by the way, if you get it from the right place, fantastic. They have Tim. You'd be a fan because they're very generous with the butter.
Nice.
It's not like just you can just look at it. If the popcorn is yellow, let's go. If it's like whitish or like very light yellow, no, just keep it moving. Nope. Nothing to see here. And
I get aboard with that.
The chicken sliders. I mean, sorry, the like regular sliders, like burger sliders. They have cheeseburger sliders there. They're called Yankee Dingers. Those are really good. On some of the stands with like the bacon on a stick is also excellent too. Like huge, thick cut, like steakhouse bacon. They have that on a stick. That's excellent. What else am I forgetting about? Oh, and then there's NYY Steak, which I'm going to tomorrow. I mean, it's steakhouse level stuff. I mean, it's excellent. You get, your steak, your lobster, whatever. They have a lobster mac and cheese there. Like, that's steakhouse. You can't go wrong. I mean, that's outside of like the regular, stuff that's there. And a hot dog at the stadium is fine. I mean, it's nothing special. It's good. It's not a Dodger dog. I'm not going to get crazy out there. The Chicago dog in Wrigley is like really crazy where they throw everything on it, and it's not that though. So,
when we went, it was my first game since the pandemic and everything. I had to get a hot dog. I had to get a pretzel. I had to get a soda. I had to get an ice. I had so much shit that one day. I was like, all right, I can't spend no more money because it's I can't. I had nowhere else to put it or anything else. But yeah, I had to get that hot dog and that pretzel in right away. So, but then we had the burger too and all that stuff. Remember, we had the burger, and then I got all that crap later.
Yeah,
I ate a lot that day.
You went in.
I was trying to squeeze in the whole 2020 into that one day. I was like, I got a burger and I got a shake and I'm gonna get a hot dog and a. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
The one thing that I feel like Yankee Stadium is missing that they should have, and maybe I've just never seen it there, so if it's there, but they don't have any Spanish food.
They used to. We talked about this. They used
to have a taco stand.
It was something. It was better than nothing.
I'm talking about you're in the Bronx. There should be some kind of Puerto Rican food there.
I agree. Absolutely agree.
Like, at least have like chicharrón or something. But I don't know. I feel like they
I'm with you.
Like where they are. So
yeah, no.
Because I'm still dying to go to the Miami Marlins Stadium and try that Cuban spot out in right field.
Yeah, no, the Cuban spot in the outfield in Miami is actually really good. They have a lot of good stuff there. Something covered. The wings are really good at the stadium. I've had plenty of those. They have we've all three of us have had the buckets of random stuff. It is the best deal you can get in a stadium for like $20. You get like a pound of fries. It's too much for any one person to finish. You can get it with sliders or like cheese and regular burger sliders, chicken sliders. They come with wings. They put pretty much, chicken fingers on it, whatever it is. And if you get paid with a MasterCard, you get like a free 1 liter Diet Pepsi or a Pepsi, whatever your liking is. I think I have the Diet Pepsi still sitting there because I'm a Pepsi Zero.
You get lucky, you get the right person. They don't count chicken finger. They just give you whatever fits in their hand is what you get. So if you get a dude with a big hand, he'll just grab a whole handful and just drop them in that bucket. You get more than you bargained for. So that's always good too. Still the best deal there.
No, it is. If you're going for value, I would go with the bucket like in a heartbeat and go for that. All right, and then the other thing that we wanted to get into before we get into the week in the recap is what's considered proper fan gear for going to the game. Now, you know where I'm going to go with this. The first thing that really irks the living hell out of me is pinstripe or gray jersey with the name on it. Can we please stop this? Can we please stop the crap with this?
You know what's even worse than having a name on it is having your name on it. You are not a New York Yankee. So how about we just stop there? And two, even the Yankees' names aren't on their jerseys. So I also have a problem with that.
They got to stop selling them. That's what they got to do. Stop selling them.
They do.
That's part of the problem. Then you're right.
Where it starts.
Yeah. And I think they do that because there is some fans who kind of like need it spoon-fed to them. Like, this is Gary Sanchez. His jersey's number 24. You can't wrap your mind around. You can't look on a rack and say, oh, yeah, 24. That's Gary Sanchez. Let me buy this jersey. Or 99, Aaron Judge. Let me buy this jersey.
What I bet it is? I tell you what, I tell you exactly what it is. Be like, I like Gary Sanchez 24. I don't like Tino Martinez. I want to make sure. I want to make sure you know I'm a Gary Sanchez guy, not a Tino Martino. The numbers like that, like this.
Who doesn't like Tino Martinez? How rude!
This is an example. This is an example.
I know.
So it's like, obviously you got your Jerry Jeters and all those guys, but the guys who have the multiple numbers.
Yeah.
Like this is a Scott Brosius jersey. This isn't this isn't A-Rod. This is that's exactly what it is. This is a Jim Leyritz, not an A-Rod jersey. You know what I'm saying? So they want the name on the back to show that they don't like this certain person. They like this guy. That's all what it is.
Well, if you're this guy, you got your 25 jersey when Giambi signed, and then you're excited because it became a Mark Teixeira, and then it became a Gleyber Torres, and then you're like, wait, it could be a Jim Abbott. You don't know. Exactly. You don't know where this is going.
Or if you get that 21, no one's allowed to ever wear again for some reason. So.
Well, Troy Hawkins found out the hard way when he got booed off the mound for wearing 21.
The real hard way.
Yes. Sorry, Lisa. Go ahead. You were saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna name the next thing that's a pet peeve because I feel like it's mostly for people like me. In no circumstance should anybody wear a pink Yankees jersey. My favorite color is red. I don't have a red Yankees jersey. I never will. Because the Yankees colors are blue, gray, and white.
This is fair.
Can I give one exception?
I'm about to say, go ahead, Tim. Go ahead, Tim.
Babies.
Okay.
Babies and toddlers. You got to at least allow that.
Listen, Tim, if I should ever have a baby girl, which if I ever had a baby, I hope I have a boy. But if I have a baby girl, I want her in the proper pinstripes.
Oh, that's fine too.
But I'm not gonna.
The people who don't know Like my mother would never know. So she'd come out with like look at this cute little.
I mean, of course, it's adorable. Baby clothes are adorable regardless. So yes, I think babies and toddlers can get away with it. But like once you can start saying Yankees, no, you have to wear the appropriate color.
I can get on board with that. I can get on board with that. Like don't come at me with lime green. Like
No,
that's the kind of shit that
no,
I can't stand.
no,
Or brown,
no.
or I don't even like red.
No.
Like, people come out with those red ones. Like stop with the red.
No.
We have no red. Our arch rival's red.
Exactly. I would never wear red just because of that, which is, I think, one of Ed's things too.
I will say, well, number one, before I get to my point, though, Tim, I texted it to you. There's a picture I sent to you yesterday that is of a guy two guys were sitting in front of me. One of them had a Giambi name and number T-shirt. The name and number on the T-shirt is fine. They literally don't sell them any other way, so I'm fine with that. It's not something they actually wear on the field, so that's cool. But he's wearing a red one with blue numbers and blue lettering. Hey, when did Giambi play for the Red Sox? Did I miss that season when that happened? That drove me nuts. And then next to him was a dude wearing a Randy Johnson name and number shirt. Number 1, name on the jersey. Problem. Number 2, really? You were that excited when they got Randy Johnson? You went out and got a Randy Johnson jersey? And since then, no, nothing? Like, you couldn't just end it? You got to know when to let these things, go. Certain players, I saw a guy with a Wade Boggs shirt yesterday. That's awesome. So 96, he had the patch on the thing. 96, Wade Boggs, that's fine. Randy Johnson, probably not a guy you want to keep going. Some weird ones I would go with, I still want to get a Luis Soho shirt because he's the man.
Louis, he is the man.
You can get really random with some of those things, right? Like a Jeff Nelson shirt or something like that, or original Mike Stanton, shirt if you want to go with that. But the pink stuff though, I think I let it go for babies, girls and little girls. I think I've let that go. Or though, hold on. What if you're going a pink thing for breast cancer awareness or something though?
No, of course that is the pink, the baby blue. The other day they wore yellow for childhood cancer. I was going to say that later on when we got to that game. All those things, sure, that's great. That's if that's why you're what you're representing it for, why you're wearing it is to represent and raise awareness around those. Absolutely, I'm all for that. But no, I'm gonna push back. I'm a girl, and well, first of all, I don't like pink. So and also anybody could wear pink. I just want to throw that out there.
Oh, of course,
regardless of what the two of you may feel, anybody can wear pink whenever they want. However,
no, it's fine. Whatever. Look at Cameron.
Yeah. However, when it's the Yankees don't wear pink, and they don't wear any other colors except for Yankee blue. It's a color, Yankee blue, white or gray.
No, that's fine. My parameters for this is this, and Tim knows for a long time I was very much navy and white, and that's it. Otherwise, go away from me. If they're wearing it on the field, like you said, Father's Day, Mother's Day, whatever it is, fine. If you're doing the Memorial Day, they're doing the fatigue, the camouflage and stuff.
Yeah, or the American flag one.
Oh, the American flag. Actually, it's not this one. Sorry. I have it for this week. This is the 96 one. But if you're doing something like that and it's on the field, then that's fine. I think if it's on the field, then that kind of allows the parameters to be opened up a little bit. But what Tim is talking about was in the mid-90s, there was an explosion, okay? Lime green, red, brown,
yes.
Baby blue, but not even Father's Day one, just bananas. There was Mets colored stuff. There was Red Sox colored Yankees gear. Stop. Go for it.
You just reminded me because I tried to get a picture. I couldn't do it. He was too far away. I saw the single. And if Srirachi watching, I'm going to go on his show and tell him the same exact story when he goes on. Because this is the most offensive hat I've ever seen in my life. It's half Yankees, half Mets. On the Mets side is the 2000 World Series patch. On the other side is the Yankees World Series patch from that year. First of all, don't ever mix Yankees and Mets together. No, you can't be a fan of both. I don't care. Oh, I'm a fan of New York. Shut up. No, you're not. You can't. It's not possible. Second of all, why would any Met fan want to wear that hat?
I agree.
You
lost. Why would you? Oh, I got a 2000 hat. If I lose that World Series, that hat's going in the fucking garbage. It's I don't want to wear that shit anymore. But I saw this hat, and he was across the platform, at Rockefeller Center, and I'm staring at him, going, "Why? Why are you wearing that hat? What is the purpose of that freaking hat? It makes no sense. I should be offended as a Met fan and a Yankee fan. Both should be offended by that hat."
I agree 100% with you because that's completely ridiculous. And it's true. I have a 2001 World Series hat. I don't go around rocking the thing.
I can see if
lost that World Series. That's it. I don't really want to do that. The only thing I think I've gotten around that with is my Road Gray Authentic Rivera jersey has the 100th anniversary patch on it from 2003, and it has the World Series patch on it. I can't rip the patch off of the jersey, otherwise I would. So I'm kind of stuck with that one. But as far as the hats go, no. If you lost that World Series, not something I would want to go bragging about. Like, I can't do that.
Why would a Met fan want to wear that hat, let alone...
But either one, I don't wear the 2003 World Series cap. We lost that one. I don't wear the 01 one either. We lost that one. I wear the 96 hat. I wear I can wear the 98, 99, 2000, whatever. Once they started putting patches of 2009, that's fine. But I don't know. I just wouldn't want to do that. That one kind of goes into the collection, and that's it. Folded, put into like a box or a bag, and that's it. I can look back on it one day and say, "Hey, I remember that. It was pretty cool." Whatever. But
I can't even find it.
So many options today.
We do have one more fan gear thing that Ed, we talked about this extensively the last game we were at together. Adults wearing a kid's large shirt.
Yep. Just because you can fit into it doesn't mean you should be wearing it. We know you're cheaping out. We see you. You're trying to save the money.
The font is different, folks. The font is different.
Yes. It's crap. It's like the numbers are like this. Yeah, they're like this and everything. You can see it from a mile away. It looks like you're wearing like your little brother's jersey or something, like your little sister's jersey. Like, we all can see you enough. Like, the jersey doesn't even get to your waist. Like, cut the crap, man. Just because you're like skinny enough to do that doesn't mean you should do it. It's nonsensical. Another thing, and I'll admit, I am a 100% a jersey snob. I will spot a fake jersey from a mile away, and I will usually nudge Angie and be like, "What's wrong with this picture?" And you can see the numbers are the wrong colors. This is any jersey for any team. It's bad. Listen, we know you went online, you ordered a $20 jersey that they tell you fell off a truck or something like that, or it was extra. Dude, it's not. The font, from China. The font's wrong. The colors are always wrong. Their numbers are way too big on the other end of the spectrum, at least from what you were saying, where the numbers are too small. They're like the size of your back. It looks completely absurd, dude. The numbers crumble up after like one time you wear it.
Oh my gosh. Listen, it's not a real jersey unless that is so trash. That's not even a nice hat.
But this one looks like it has a Jeter patch on the side. This isn't. It looked a little like, except it was one color. No. It looked like it was a black hat with half. That's what the emblem looked like. No, which doesn't come close to matching up. Yeah. But they had the World Series patch because I recognize the '96. This one seems to have a Jeter one on it. So there's more than one of these hats out there, and it's crazy. It's insane.
No.
Yeah, like the orange and blue NY, like the Yankees have. The Knicks used to do one back in the day. Like, that was one of their logos. So I can kind of understand that. If you have like a Knicks thing and it's a throwback Knicks thing and it happens to have the same NY because they did use that NY also, I can understand that. That was legit. But you're not getting a Yankees hat in royal blue and orange, or even a Mets hat with white and navy. Just no. And I'm just cut the crap. And this isn't like a Mets hating thing, because you got people like the guy Frank who watches our show every week, and thank you for that.
Oh my God, he's our number one fan.
He's definitely our
Mets fans should be offended by. Why would you want to wear? You lost to the Yankees of all teams. Why would you want to wear that hat?
No, I agree with you. I'm just saying this whole part of this hat, the hat that you're pointing out, is not, once again for the 1,000th time, is not an anti-Mets discussion right here, because we never have ever once had an anti-Mets discussion here. It's just that you just don't do that. If it was a Yankees Red Sox hat, you shouldn't do that either.
Right. The Dodgers and the Angels should not have a combined hat. They're both from the same city. The White Sox and the Cubs should not have a combined hat. You just shouldn't be wearing that. Nobody from Chicago or LA should be wearing that hat. That makes no sense. So why would any New Yorker, true New Yorker, because it's either you're a Mets fan or a Yankee fan. That's it. Yes. You're not both.
Yeah, you're not.
No, idiot.
Yeah, no, none of that.
You're not.
None of that. Don't give me that crap.
That's fine. You can cheer for. Look, I'm a Yankee fan. And if the Mets are in the World Series and the Yankees are not, and especially if they're going against the Red Sox, I'm rooting for the Mets. Of course I am. I'm not going to root for the AL team just because it's the AL team. I'll root for the New York team. That's a different story.
In 1986, as a kid, I wanted the Mets to win the World Series over the Red Sox. I did. My father also nudged me and was like, I think you should cheer for them too because, we got something on the side, on the series too. That probably helped things. But I'm just saying, like, you don't do that. You're like, that's just crap. I'm sorry.
I rooted for Kansas City a few years ago.
I rooted for Kansas City, but no, I rooted for Kansas City as my wife.
You're married. You're married to Kansas City. You have to root for Kansas City.
Yes, it wasn't about an anti-Mets thing or whatever. It's funny because that playoff run, it was getting weird because they were going against the Dodgers and Mattingly was the manager, and I owned a Mattingly Dodgers shirt, and I was like, oh Jesus, here we go. Now this is gonna look like something that it's not. And then when they went against Kansas City, Angie got me a Royals hat. I do own a Royals hat. I was at our Halloween party. They were playing. We had the game on, and I had my Batman costume on with like a Royals hat. Like it was that. So whatever. I mean, but again, yeah, just the whole combo hat of that. Cut the crap that the other colored team. Like if there was a red NY and a blue hat, don't buy that. It's Red Sox colored. It's like a Red Sox Yankees hat. Like just no. No, I love Limp Bizkit. No red and white Yankees hat. Yes, I said the words. I love Limp Bizkit. It's fine. Like, you don't know.
I've softened. Ed, I've softened in that.
No, you've softened with that. No, and I have to an extent. I don't get crazy.
But it can't be extreme. There was a deal on MLB. I have their black hats with the dark red, and I like the dark red only because I like the Star Wars colors. Mm-hmm. So I would wear that with my Star Wars shirt, my Vader shirt, and my sneakers to match. And then I had the dark blue one to match another stuff that I had. But that's as far as I go. I won't go brown, yellow, green, purple, like whacked out colors, and definitely ain't wearing no half Met hat. No. Definitely not wearing that atrocious piece of shit. That should be offensive to everybody.
It is. Everyone involved, even if the people who made it should be offended by it.
And I think it was
I know that. Yeah, no, it's legitimate. No, New Era made it, and they're just trying to make money. I get it. I don't know how many of these damn things that they're selling. But Tim, I was strictly on field though for a long time, like literally on field, and that's it. I softened up a little bit. I have the Yankees hat with the Vader rim. That was really stretching out there for me because I would never do that before. And then there was one with they had the big logo in the over here that I got, but that's it. That, I still keep it within the color scheme though.
Yeah, I have this is the Father's Day one. I like the Father's Day one.
Oh, those are cool. Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
And I like the camo ones. I like when they have up for 4th of July, whatever. I like those a lot too. But yeah, I don't go to that extreme. Like anyone wearing brown, dude, don't wear brown. Brown? Yeah. That doesn't help anybody.
I have a 4th of July hat from a couple of years ago. It is red with blue, but it has a star, and it has the NY on it. So that was that. All right, so then I guess, do we have anything else here?
I mean, we covered a lot of fan gear no's.
No, listen, this was a big topic that we've never covered on this show.
Home jersey, away jersey, and batting practice jersey. And then the T-shirt that you are allowed to have the person's last name on. That's it.
And don't wear
their last name.
Don't wear a Red Sox jersey to a Yankee game that they're not playing the Red Sox. Don't go looking for trouble. That's just you're just an idiot if you do that. I went to the Met game a couple weeks. I didn't wear my Yankee shit to a Mets Cardinals game.
I don't do that either. All right, sorry.
I'll root for the Cardinals.
I have to disagree. I go to Mets games and wear a Yankee thing all the time.
Yeah, I don't.
And I'm like, bring it.
Digging for trouble. That's all I say it is.
Yeah, no, I go and I wear I don't know, a regular T-shirt or I have some generic baseball shirts, like a Topps baseball shirt. I would have something like that.
I'll wear my Rail Rider shirt because it's Yankees, but it's not Yankees, and most people don't know what the hell the Rail Riders are. So I'll wear my Rail Riders hat and be like, see, Other than that, no, I don't like the people that show up like you said all the time, Ed. When we went to a game, it's Yankees, Orioles, and here comes a Red Sox and a Met and a Blue Jay together. I'm like, why? That's just looking for trouble. It's
Yeah,
just
I mean,
looking. It's just begging for someone to do something to you.
yeah, it's like watching a Yankees show and constantly commenting every week about against the team.
Like somebody I see on there in the comments.
No, he's a huge listen. It backs up what I've always said about the fan base. It always backs it up. They're really into the Yankees, really into them. No matter their results on a daily basis mean a lot. They hold a lot of weight for a certain fan base.
You handle it the way I do. I ignore it.
Exactly. We haven't even said a word yet. That's it.
Good.
The three of us get the point, and we just keep on rolling. All right. So I guess Tim, thanks for joining us and stuff. You got Shooting the Sith coming. Is it Tuesday?
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
We'll go Wrestling Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we'll finally got it because my guest, no COVID scare, guests are not canceling, so hopefully it's all going to be good for next Tuesday.
All right, cool. Well, good luck with that. We'll look forward to checking that out.
All right, guys, have a good show. Catch you later.
Bye,
all right, take it easy, Tim. Thanks for dropping by. All right, so let's get into some on-field baseball because listen, those were two topics. I'm glad we finally got to them because I think they've kind of just been on the side for a bit. Yeah, not the best week for the Yanks though on the field. They concluded their West Coast trip by unfortunately dropping 2 out of 3 to the Angels. But the first game was last Monday night where they dropped the game 8-7. Corey Kluber, we actually did like a show that night, like a pregame show a little bit. Corey Kluber made his return from the IL. Unfortunately, only went 4 innings, giving up 5 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, and 6 Ks. Giancarlo Stanton continues swinging a hot bat, going 2 for 4 with his 25th homer of the season, driving in 3. DJ was 2 for 5 with a double, and an RBI and 2 runs scored. Aaron Judge was 2 for 5, also swinging hot bat with an RBI. Anthony Rizzo started getting things going again, going 2 for 4 with an RBI and 3 runs scored. In this game, though, there was a weird situation that popped up, and we did allude to it in our Yankees-Angels preview segment, was the Corey Kluber was going to get the start. He was going to be on a pitch count. And then Andrew Heaney came in relief. Mm-hmm. Complete disaster. Complete and utter disaster with the Andrew Heaney stuff. Like, we'll mention his name, unfortunately, again later on in this recap. But why? And then Kluber had a lot of good movement on his pitches. I'll give him that. But once he lost command, it happened in a blink of an eye. And then he gives up the grand slam. And it was stunning because the Yanks had the lead earlier in the game. I mean, he scored 7 runs overall. They kept coming back all night and kept coming back. And the bullpen just could not stop anybody. It was really, really frustrating game. And then, why did you have to bring Andrew Heaney into this? What has he done to deserve coming into a game that's like a 1 or 2 run game? I don't understand that. Listen, I'm a fairly pro Boone guy, but this just made no sense. It almost was like the analytics spit it out. Like, we must put in Corey Kluber. We have to go to Andrew Heaney right after. This is what the numbers are telling us. Come on, read the room for God's sakes, man. Lisa, go ahead. What do you got on this one? This game really pissed me off.
Yeah, it was a tough game. Anytime when things keep fluctuating and we're like this close and these kinds of decisions are made, it makes it a lot harder to deal with the loss. I will say, because I'm a fan of his too, and we don't just talk about the Yankees. This goes to our favorite commenter. Shohei Ohtani hit his 42nd home run in the bottom of the 5th inning. And I'm a fan of his. I think that's cool. And then Giancarlo Stanton, who I'm a very big fan of, hit a bomb to the rocks in center field and the top of the 7th to tie the game. Unfortunately, then Juan Lagares hit the go-ahead RBI single, and that's all she wrote. But did you notice that the crowd at Angel Stadium did the roll call at the beginning of the game?
Yep.
I was
a lot of Yankee fans out there.
This is the Yankee Stadium West Coast right here. I was really surprised by that, and I'm sure Angels fans didn't love that because they were loud. And then the only other note that I had that I thought was interesting was Brett Gardner started in his 1,659th game that night, that tied him for 15th in franchise history with Tony Lazario. 2 days later, he started in his 1,661st game that tied him with Phil Rizzuto. So congrats to Brett Gardner for being one of the consistent faces on the team for so many years. And I do really, truly hope he gets to retire as a Yankee. I know he doesn't want to play for any other team. Never has, never. He says he never will. And I just hope he gets to retire in the way that he wants to. He contributes so much. He's very valuable, and I definitely appreciate him being on the team all these years and being a leader. So,
Absolutely.
shout out to Brett Gardner.
No, absolutely. I mean, Gardner is a beloved Yankee for a long time. Plays hard, plays his ass off. Is he going to be in Monument Park? No, that's fine. Not every great Yankee has to be in Monument Park. It's all good. I mean, I loved Mike Mussina during his run with the Yankees too. You know, he's a Hall of Famer. He's not going to be out there. It's all good. But Gardy is the blue collar guy who just shows up every day for work and and gives everything his all. And you got to appreciate that. For so many years and keeps going.
And he will switch things up every now and then. He will go from country music to a samba song by a Colombian.
This is true. This is when we did not think it was possible. Brett Gardner will definitely change up the walk-up music. That takes us to Tuesday night, which unfortunately the Yanks dropped another one here, 6-4 to the Angels. Another couple of head-scratching situations that we'll get into in a second. But Jameson Taillon not looking great in his last couple of starts. Dropped his fifth game of the year, putting his record to 8-5. He only lasted 4 2/3, which is another problem that he had earlier in the season. I don't know if he's running out of gas because the guy hasn't pitched in 2 years, which could be a perfectly good explanation for what we're seeing lately. Giving up 5 hits, 6 earned runs, 2 walks, 6 Ks. So the Ks are good there. Rizzo continued heating up, was 2 for 4 with his 18th homer of the year. He also had a double and 2 runs scored. Gary Sanchez at his 18th of the year. Aaron Judge, 3 for 3 with an RBI. DJ LeMahieu was 2 for 5 with a run scored. But overall, though, Yanks offense, 1 for 10 with runners in score position last Tuesday. A game that they could have had. I just felt like they were on the edge of blowing this game open at any point, and we were going to get a nice, comfortable, easy blowout. They had the runners on to do it and just could not get it through. Head-scratching decision to me by Sanchez and Taillon was to Jared Walsh, to that 3-run homer that he gave. So they're up 0-2 in the count. High fastballs is how they got there. And he tries to get cute and throws a curveball in the dirt, which he hangs and gets blasted for a 3-run homer. Just stick with the high fastballs. The guy wasn't touching it, clearly. I mean, come on. I understand changing it up, but if you're going to throw the curveball there, bury it. Bounce it in the dirt. Make sure it's nowhere near there so you can't possibly hang it. Obviously, he didn't want to intentionally hang it, but you hung the damn curveball, and then it went off the rails from there. And the other situation, though, it was the 8th inning. 8th inning, okay? Righty, there's a righty in, okay, with 2 outs. Rough Odor is due up. And I know Odor's been, a little odiferous lately. He has been.
I see what you did.
Yes, you like that. He's been tailing off a little bit. But the guy's gotten big hits for the Yanks all season. Why are we pinch hitting Luke Voit there when you had the lefty-righty matchup already there? And Odor has had a tendency for big hits. This was a big situation here. Why? And Odor has power too. So because I know that there was talk about the Yanks. I think it was Flaherty and K were doing that game. It was like Yanks are looking for a 3-run homer here. Odor could have gave you that and probably a better shot at it right there. Not Luke Voit. I like Luke Voit. It's just the move made no sense. It made absolutely no sense there. And I know after the game, after they lost, they showed Odor on the bench staring, looking beyond furious. I mean, he could have stared a hole through something of how furious he looked. I don't blame him. I was right there with him.
Wait, so you also missed another head scratcher in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Go for it, because I know where you're going. I kind of had a feeling you had this teed up. Go for it.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I can't remember who the player was that was up at bat, but there was somebody at first base, and Shohei Ohtani was on third base. And for some strange reason, Gary Sanchez was like, hey, let me throw the runner out at second who's attempting to steal, didn't get him out. And then while he was throwing, Shohei Ohtani, being the very intuitive and aware player that he is, stole home. And you know what? Good for him. He did what you're supposed to do in that situation. It wasn't even close on the throw, and he made it home.
Yeah, they went for delayed
very,
steal
very
there.
frustrating. Yep. Why Gary Sanchez thought it was smart to throw to second base with a runner on third is beyond me.
So the two plays you could have went there, you could have pump faked to second base and maybe caught Ohtani leaning off a third, and then maybe you get yourself a play there. Or what happens is Gio Urshela, who was at shortstop that night, he could have went ahead, stepped up to let the second base let that happen. He comes up, takes the throw a little bit more shallow, like behind the pitcher's mound, takes it, and then guns it home. I mean, he made a terrible throw home, regardless, because even a good throw from that distance would have got Ohtani out. But you just read it and say, screw it, let second base go. We got to take care of that run. Didn't do that. So poor execution by the Yanks on defense right there to go ahead and to allow that to happen. Because pretty much a steal of home typically rarely, shouldn't never happen. We've seen it a couple of times over the years. But that was bad. That was terrible execution on the Yanks' part. But thankfully, though, they bounced back on Wednesday night.
Oh, wait, I do have one salt on the wound stat to share from that one game. So this is going to hurt a little bit. Joe, although we do know that this is the type of player that we knew what we were getting. Joey Gallo, during that game, had 101 at-bats as a Yankee and struck out 50 times. So we do know that he's a strikeout guy and a power hitting guy. We haven't seen the power hitting too much with him. So yeah, I just thought that was like a really tough stat. And
50% of the time striking out. And strikeouts are up through baseball. They're through the roof. And we know Gallo strikes out a lot. You can kind of look at his numbers and see that his strength is more in the advanced analytics of where you can see where his value is. I mean, obviously the power is there, left-handed bat. What he gives to this lineup is more of just being a lefty to balance out the lineup, but striking out 50% of the time is completely obscene.
Thank God his defense is very strong.
Yeah, no, he's had a couple of big homers here for the Yanks, but not enough. And striking out 50% of the time, even for him, is pretty bad. And I think Cohn had mentioned it over the weekend. You can kind of see that he is starting to press a little bit. And that's obviously the worst thing you could do in baseball is when you try harder and then you try too hard. You kind of got to just let the game come to you. Hopefully, maybe the home run in yesterday's game will get him going. But striking out 50% of the time is insane. But Garrett Cole did what he had to do on Wednesday night. Do what an ace does and completely shut down the Angels and was like, this losing streak is over. This is stopping at 4. This is it. We're in the middle of a freaking pennant race here. Cut the bullshit. And Cole did. He stepped up, got his 14th win of the year to push his record to 14-6, going 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 15 strikeouts. 15 strikeouts in 7 innings.
That was insane.
On that night, though, we got the good Aroldis Chapman to get his 25th save of the year. And Loaisiga was the bridge to that, which we had mentioned earlier in the show. Unfortunately, he's on the IL now. But that could have been your formula for perfect in the postseason is Cole, Loaisiga, Chapman. Still could happen. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, fingers crossed, Loaisiga does bounce back from his shoulder and stuff. Not a ton of offense for the Yanks, though, but Aaron Judge was 2 for 3 with his 30th homer of the year, continuing his tear. And Luke Voit was 2 for 3 with a double and 2 RBIs. But it was a big win for the Yanks. Said Cole, big money pitcher, getting exactly what you needed right there going into the off day. One thing I had an issue with in the lineup, though, was you're going against a lefty and making his first career start. Why does Stanton need the day off? That's when you send out the jumbo package. That's when you want Stanton, Voit, Judge. You want them all in the lineup. Voit. That's when you do it. I mean, listen, they won 4-1, so it's kind of a moot point. I was just like, but they had an off day the next day too. And I know Boone likes to get his 2 days off to certain guys and sneak them in, but the guy's swinging a hot bat too. Like, you kind of got to push it a little bit. These games are important.
Yeah, to me, that tells me he was really just banking on Garrett Cole doing his thing, and thankfully he did. But, there's no reason why he needed to sit. I mean, I don't think he needs to sit ever, but he shouldn't have sat that game. He's been very hot lately, and you just want to maintain that.
Yeah, right out the hot streak. If he was, hey, listen, if he went the last 2 games before that and didn't get a hit, so be it. Maybe you give him a day off, maybe. And I'm not saying he didn't need a day off at some point because they're in a crazy stretch right now, which they're currently in with 20 straight games, and I understand that part. And with his injury history with the legs, maybe you don't want to push the issue. Thankfully, they got the win, moot point overall. But against lefties, man, you got to roll out that what they call the jumbo package and get those guys out there because they could really give a lot of lefties some problems. And the hot hit in Giancarlo Stanton came up huge on Friday night.
Oh, I had a few things.
Did you? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go.
I'll make them really quick. So a fun fact about Garrett Cole, he drove to that game in the first car he ever purchased, which was a 2006 Toyota Tacoma with 82,000 miles on it. I just thought that was a really cute little fact. The Yankees have held Shohei Ohtani to 4 for 21 at the plate. All 4 of his hits, though, were home runs. So that
struck out 3 times against Cole that game.
Yes, he did. And we mentioned this earlier, but the players, coaches, and the umps were all wearing yellow ribbons for childhood cancer awareness. That doesn't mean you should go get a yellow shirt, folks. Just know that get a little ribbon on your shirt if that's what you want. That's what they do. They get a yellow ribbon. They don't get a yellow shirt. And I thought this was a cute little note. So Packy Norton, the starting pitcher, is Packy because his younger brother couldn't say Patrick when they were kids. And when I heard that, it made me think of my cousin Christopher, who I couldn't say his name when we were kids, so I used to call him Peepapa. So I understand why he's called, although we don't call him Peepapa, we call him Chris. But I just thought it was cute that they call him Packy, and he stuck with it. I love it.
Packy. When I saw Packy Norton was starting for the Yankees, I'm like, all right, so this guy's obviously from Boston. So that's a given. And like this, Packy Norton Cole drove his car. No, I'm like, listen, they got to smack up Packy Norton for God's sakes. I mean, come on, guys. Like, and this is when on the 4-game losing streak. So
you know who else they have to smack up? The Baltimore Orioles.
Yep, and unfortunately, they did not do so. But they did win Friday night, go 4-3 in a walk-off. Took 11 innings, but win's a win. Nestor Cortez Jr. got the start, going 5 2/3, 4 hits, an earned run, 2 walks, 7 Ks. Another solid outing for him. DJ LeMahieu was 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Giancarlo Stanton kept it going, 2 for 5 with his 26th home of the year, 2 RBIs, and that second hit and that second RBI came in a walk-off single in the 11th inning. So for the Giancarlo Stanton never comes up in the clutch crew, he served them a pretty big shit burger to eat right there. And they're going to have to just enjoy
multiple times this year.
He's got a lot of big hits for the Yankees this year, a lot of big hits. So that narrative that he only gets hit, puts up numbers when they're piling on, not the case. Yankees also haven't had a lot of blowouts this year, so that narrative is really kind of falling apart here, though. So fans, go ahead, wrap your arms around Stanton, give him a big old hug. He's going to be here for a long time, too.
I'll do that for all of you. I'll do that for all of you.
But so the game that we were at yesterday, unfortunately, Yanks were getting no hit into the 7th inning.
Oh, my gosh.
And unfortunately, they did come back, though. Joey Gallo did hit a 2-run homer to tie it in the 8th inning.
That's a sore subject for me.
I know. I was not going to bring it up, but it's fine.
I know we have to, but
Joey Gallo did tie it up with a big 2-run homer as some moron behind me was screaming, Gallo, try not to suck. Bang. And I'm like, well, I guess he's not sucking.
He heard you. He heard you, sir.
Yes, from the grandstand. Good job, Chief. But the offense, not quite there, though. Jordan Montgomery going 4 2/3, so not exactly the length you want out of your starter, which is a problem. Scattered 6 hits, an earned run, 2 walks, 5 Ks. But listen, he only gave up 1 earned run that was there. Chapman takes the loss to push his record to 5-4. He came in, gives up, it was a wild pitch on him. He got the strikeout to lead off the 9th inning, which goes ahead and ends up getting on. So they got a runner on, even though he got the strikeout, but he also caused the wild pitch. Then walks the next guy, then gives up a single, And it's just like, and then it's hard to watch. He had no idea where anything was going at all again.
Yeah.
And it's becoming an issue. And again, like it's a huge issue now with Loizaga out. Chapman's really got to get his shit together. I mean, really get his shit together. Otherwise, listen, the playoffs are no lock for the Yanks. They got lucky, whatever. They got lucky this afternoon where the Rays and, for the division, even though that's becoming, as each day goes by, and we're not gaining ground, keeps going further and further. But the division, I mean, the wild card, we only got to the AL, the first wild card by half a game over Red Sox. So there is that. And that takes us to earlier today, which another frustrating game, which kind of reminded me very much of the Angels game from earlier in the week when we lost 8-7. But Corey Kluber started the game again, only lasting 3 2/3, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and 5 Ks. He did work around some runners in scoring position early to get some big strikeouts. But Yanks come back and take a 4-run lead thanks to 2 homers by Gary Sanchez, who was 2 for 4, with 2 homers on the day, including a grand slam. So now he has 20 homers on the year, driving in 6 RBIs, 2 runs scored. DJ LeMahieu was 2 for 4 with a run scored. Anthony Rizzo had a bloop single, driving 1. Gleyber Torres was 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. But we got Heemdog here, again, coming in after Kluber, getting a third of an inning, giving up 4 hits and 4 earned runs. Like, I'm gonna have to check to see if he's been DFA'd, because enough. Luis Gil is starting in the minors on the same day to keep him on track. Like, what do they need to see out of Heaney to know that, like, enough with this crap? Enough with the Heaney crap. Like, I get it. He strikes out a lot of people, right? And that's always enticing for every team. But he also gives up a shitload of runs. Shitload of runs. Enough with that.
Yeah, so before this game, Austin Hayes, before he hit his home run in the second inning, the Orioles only had 65 home runs for the year, which is the fewest in the American League. And 2 home runs, or I think just 2 home runs, were given up in the game today alone. So, like, I don't know what the Orioles have on us this year, but I don't know why we're struggling with them when we should be totally obliterating them. That was really hard to watch. I do want to make note, though, of we were just referencing Gallo's defense. The throw that he made when Mateo hit a sac fly in the top of the 4th, and he scored Ramon Urias, but Gallo made that a very close play at home plate, and he was deep in left field for that hit too. So that I just wanted to shout out the crazy arm that he has. It was a very close play there. But yeah, and we've talked about him already a few times, but we found out I found out during the game that Jonathan Loizaga is on the 10-day IL now for rotator cuff strain, and they're not going to let him pitch at all for 10 days straight. So, and as you mentioned, he's had arm problems every year so far. So I hope it's nothing crazy. I hope he just needs to take a 10-day rest from throwing and get his strength back up. He has a 2.8 WAR this season. He's the second of the American League relievers, and number 1 is Whitlock from the Red Sox, who has a 2.9 WAR. So Loizaga is extremely valuable in the Yankees bullpen, and to not have him for the next 10 days, knowing that we have a 20-game stretch and we're only in game 3 of it, we need him. It's going to be a big loss for the next 10 games, and it's going to have to be that next man up mentality yet again. And I really want them to kind of get away from that mentality, because you can only do that for so long.
Yeah. There's a reason guys are starters and a reason that guys are not. Eventually it shows through, and that's something that you're right. You can't get away from it forever. They've done it for a couple of years now, and it's usually been pretty successful, but eventually it seems like it's going to bite you in the ass eventually. Absolutely. And hopefully it does not happen. That the 13-game win streak, is a distant memory now because you've had a bad week. Like, that 13-game win streak was huge to have you take over the AL wild card, to get you back at the time into the idea of having a realistic shot at the division. Now you're running out of time, essentially. So now, you got to just win the games. You control your own fate now. win the games ahead of you, but you got to treat them with urgency. And that was my problem with some of the decisions that were made this week. Was it just seems like there was no sense of urgency with the Heaney shit. It cost them 2 games this week, 2 games, and I understand it's 2 out of 162, but right now every game matters. It's amplified.
Right, and it's not like we're playing fluff teams these 20 games. I mean, we're playing the Rays, we're playing the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays have been putting a stop on some people's plans. We're playing the Orioles again at Camden Yards, and clearly we have a problem with them this year, which is bonkers to me. So we're not playing what is normally deemed easy games for us. Some of these teams are trying to do the same thing we're doing. So we do have to get it together.
Yeah, no, every game is a close game with them. There's rarely blowouts. I mean, look at this week coming up. We'll preview the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are hot right now. We got them for 4 straight. We got the Subway Series next weekend. We know that the Mets gave them the Yankees problems earlier in the year too. So, and they've been playing some good ball as well lately. So you're going to have, there's no pushovers. No team is a pushover for the Yanks right now. So you got to get back on track. And, the way that this team has gone all season, I wouldn't be shocked if they just go ahead and reel off another crazy winning streak, because these are games that should be tougher than the Orioles and the Angels. Those are teams you should be beating up on. Now that they're playing tougher teams, watch. They'll hopefully, knock on wood, they go on a nice stretch this week and take care of business, because that's the way this whole season has gone. Makes absolutely no sense. By the way, there was 2 scoring decisions I wanted to bring up before we get to our awards. Gleyber, there was a play earlier today where Sanchez went to go ahead and throw out a runner in the first inning, where the throw was there. Gleyber dropped it and goes into center field. He misplayed it. They gave Sanchez an error on that? Why? That makes no sense. And then Friday night, by the way, okay, there's a runners on the corners, okay, with 1 out. And a fly ball is hit to Stanton in right field. Stanton makes the catch. He throws home, okay, and obviously needs to. At the time, it was a tie game. Needs to keep the run from scoring. That's the correct play. But the guy from first tags up and goes to second. And Stanton gets an error for allowing the runner to advance. Makes no sense. Like, logic goes completely out the window on that one. That one really pissed me off. The one earlier today, it was still pretty obvious, but the one given now, Stanton gets banged with an error for that for no reason. So after the season, it's like, oh, look, he made X amount of errors in the outfield. It's like, no, not really. Like, that was not an error. Like, I don't know. That really ticked me off. I was yelling about it in the house. Like, Angie was like, what the hell happened? And I was like, and I explained it to her, and she was like, yeah, that makes no sense. All right, so let's make some sense out of the week then. Let's go with our weekly awards before we get into our preview and then wrap this thing up. Top of the heap, our hitter of the week. Lisa, who do you got? Who's your offensive player of the week?
So I haven't picked him in a while, so I'm going with DJ LeMahieu.
Okay.
LeMachine. His OPS this last week was a .814. His average was a .360. 3 RBIs, 6 runs, 9 hits, 1 double, 3 walks. His on-base percentage was .414, and his slugging percentage was .400. So I know it's easy to pick Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton because they have been the major run producers over the course of the last month or so, and either one of them is a great choice as well. But I just wanted to go a little something different and give somebody else some shine.
Well, then I guess I'm taking the easy way out then, because I'm going with Giancarlo Stanton.
Hey, I mean, I'm surprised I didn't pick him. So
listen, the guy had 2 homers this week, drove in 6, one of them being a walk-off on Friday night. I mean, he's made some nice plays in the outfield too this week, so he's going to be my, top of the heap for the week. Let's get into King of the Hill, our pitcher of the week segment here. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not Andrew Heaney.
Yeah, I think we have the same person.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say it's Garrett Cole.
Yes.
I'll tell you though, Loaizaga, he had a couple of good outings this week too, and I kind of feel like every week I want to go with him, and then the IL thing happened, and then I was wondering why he wasn't in the game yesterday, and now we know why. But I got to go with Cole shutting down a losing streak. I already ran through his numbers early in the week. I know he only made 1 start, so that's my pitcher of the week.
So I want to give, this is not King of the Hill or Top of the Heat. I'll say a number one. See what I did there? I'm going to give a number one to a former Yankee who does work with the Yankee organization now, Nick Swisher. And I'm saying that because my nephew participated in the Yankees kids camp earlier this summer, and they told them that normally, like my Yankees camp, they would have players come former players come in person, but they couldn't do that because of COVID. So they had a few Zooms with former players. So he got to have a Zoom with CC Sabathia, I think in like mid-July, and he had this one with Nick Swisher the other day. And my sister-in-law let me, I was able to watch. I'll just leave it like that. And I just want to say that his energy was on 1,000. He was smiling the whole entire time. Every question, the guy, it was one of those Zooms where it's only him and the moderator, so like you can't see all the other people that are watching. But questions were given ahead of time, and I forgot what my nephew's question was, but Swisher was like, "Yeah, Gabe, blah blah blah." So every kid who sent in a question, he'd be like, "Yeah, Ed, that's a great question, dude, my man," like that, and he was just so energetic and enthusiastic and happy and positive. My sister-in-law and I kept saying, "Oh my God, can people love him like anymore?" And the one thing that stood out, I actually quoted him on my Facebook page, was at the end of it when he was wrapping up. He said, "Work hard, be kind, have confidence, fake it till you make it, and depend on yourself first." And I just think those are really great things to remember for life, let alone for baseball. He said that when he first became a Yankee, he was like, "There's no way I belong here, but I'm just going to fake it till I make it," because that's what my wife said, and she's an actress. So but again, like his energy, you could feel his positivity. So a number one, Nick Swisher, thank you so much for giving your time to the kids. My nephew loved you.
Yeah, I remember when Swisher always had that positive energy and stuff like that. He always looked like he was just like the happiest guy in the world to play baseball when he was with the Yanks. And after and before, I remember Swisher on the A's and stuff like that. But, no, fan of his. He played his ass off too, and he apparently adored being a Yankee. So, yeah, tip of the cap to Nick Swisher for being overall good dude.
Yeah.
All right, so the Yanks go ahead and we'll welcome the Blue Jays into town for the next 4 games. Lisa, you got our pitching matchups with us?
I do. I have 2 full ones and 2 half ones. So tomorrow night, for their first game against the Blue Jays, they'll be going up against, and I hope I say his name right, Hyunjin Ryu.
Yep, you got it.
Hyunjin Ryu. He's a left-hand pitcher, 12-8 record, 3.92 ERA, and 121 strikeouts. He will be facing Jameson Taillon, who's a right-hand pitcher, 8-5 record, 4.44 ERA, and 131 strikeouts. So that sounds like a pretty evenly matched game. Looking forward to seeing that.
So guess which lineup? But hold on, Lisa. Which lineup should we see out there tomorrow night? Tomorrow afternoon?
It should be the same lineup we hope to see every game.
No, we need the jumbo package. We need Judge in center, Stanton, Gallo. We need Rizzo. And listen, I'm hoping we get Gio at third. We can get some Gio, Glaber, DJ, and go ahead and get Voit in at DH, and that's it. And one thing, even when you got the jumbo package, though, don't forget, though, what got the Yankees winning again was being aggressive on the base paths.
Ed, I'm so sorry. I have to quickly get this. Hold on.
Go for it.
Sorry about that.
Not a problem. All right, so while Lisa takes that, though, I will go ahead and take over the Yankees-Jays preview. So, yes, we will hope to see the jumbo package out there tomorrow afternoon. Another game that we would love to see the jumbo package again is Tuesday night, where the Yankees take on the Blue Jays. Steven Matz will be pitching for the Blue Jays, former Met. He's 10-7 with a 3.80 ERA. He'll be matched up against Garrett Cole. So you got to assume advantage Yanks there. Like I said earlier, Garrett Cole is 14-6 on the season with a 2.73 ERA. Then Wednesday night, Alex Manoah will be going for the Blue Jays. He has a 5-2 record with a 3.63 ERA. And the Yankees have their secret weapon out, TBD, who is currently announced as the starter. is currently announced as a starter for them. So
I can't wait to see who that is.
So all right, so let's take our shot right at this, right? So Cortez started on Friday. So let's see. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Nestor Cortez does line up to be the starter on Wednesday night. So there's a good chance we can see Nestor Cortez out there on the hill for Wednesday night's game. And then Thursday, you got Jose Berrios. He will be starting for the Blue Jays. He is 10-7 with a 3.55 ERA. With TBD on their hill for the Yanks, which you would assume should be Jordan Montgomery. Should be lined up for that. Now that the Yanks have, with the Yanks having TBD for those games, you got to wonder if they're going to make a move. In this, is Luis Gil going to take one of these starts, perhaps? Since they, that's a possibility. They've kept him on track. So the fact that it's TBD right now is why I'm starting to speculate that maybe we're going to get a heel start in there at all, because Cortez and Monty are the ones who line up. But we'll see how it goes. But yeah, goal line package tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow afternoon and Tuesday night. And then if Boone feels the need to, he must give someone a night off, you can give him off Wednesday night or Thursday, then that'll be fine. Speaking of Wednesday night though, big ceremony up in Cooperstown with Derek Jeter finally getting inducted officially. He has the ceremony to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, as he was technically on the 2020 class, but due to COVID, there was no thing. I know there's not like a scale back ceremony. Lisa mentioned it before, though. The ceremony will be on MLB Network. Lisa does not have that.
People. A lot of people don't have the MLB Network, and now I got to see bits and pieces of his speech and find it somewhere. Somebody want to send me their MLB password?
I got you. I'm serious. I got you. You can have the Spectrum or MLB, MLB.com or MLB.TV logins. Have fun with it. You can hold on to it as long as you want. Watch random games. You can start. You never know what you might find yourself watching. If we watch like Pirates Cubs on like a random Wednesday afternoon, who the heck knows? No. So there's that. So it's an exciting week to see Jeter finally, get his, ceremony into the Hall of Fame, which is something that we've kind of been waiting for, for a while. I've never gone to any of the stuff, this Cooperstown stuff, because I've been to Cooperstown. No, I've been to Cooperstown, but I never went for any of the ceremonies. No, I never went for any of the ceremonies though, because it seems like it's jam-packed beyond belief. There's no seating, so you're kind of sitting on grass somewhere, and you might not even actually see anything. So that's kind of why I was never oh yeah, let's go. Because if there was two guys I would go for, it would be Jeter and Mo. Because Mattingly's already off the ballot, unless he gets in through the Veterans Committee, which could happen. I might have to really force my way through to get there and make that happen. Then, but I've never met Don Mattingly. I've met Jeter quite a couple of times.
You have randomly.
Very randomly. It was very fortunate enough. Super nice dude. It was interesting though. I remember Jerry and I talked about it. We were at his last game at the stadium, and afterwards we kind of reflected back on it. It was almost like you almost felt like you kind of saw your friend retiring and stuff like that. Like he was, we're not that far off in age and stuff too, which is a different perspective as a sports fan when you start seeing that. Then when you're becoming older than the players and stuff like that, and you see guys around your age retiring. So that was a cool perspective there. Everything okay? Okay. All right. So I guess that essentially wraps it up for us this week. So thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it as always. If you like what you heard here tonight, you can, if you're on Facebook, go to the Empire 161 Show group. You can join the group and get in on daily stuff like we talked about earlier. And the show is always posted there. You got lineups and highlights and all of that. And we're brought to you by Pop Culture Pros. Check out popculturepros.com. Check them out on Facebook. Check them out on YouTube. If you're catching us on YouTube, you can go ahead and find us there. Our whole playlist, past episodes, future episodes. And there's the battery dying over there. So you can go ahead and check that out. I had a lot of technical problems on this evening, as it was with Brandy's the other day. So go ahead and hit subscribe over there. Follow us on Instagram, and follow us wherever you found us. If you're into wrestling, you can go ahead and check out the Just Too Sweet show. You can check out Tim and Eric They do that on Tuesday nights. Tim's also got Shooting Sith, our Star Wars show, Pop Culture Pros. If you're into comic books, check out Granny's Peach Tea on Wednesday nights. We'll be talking about Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings this week, and also talking about What If and Titans and all of that, so you can come check us out. If you're into the Mets, which we know a couple people who watch the show are, check out Put It in the Books. That's the Mets show that we have here. So for Lisa, you got any more good words to say before we sign off?
No, I think I'm dying over here.
All right, so
the noise. So
let's get that wrapped up then. So all right, we will see everyone next week at some point. We got to figure it out because the Yanks will be on Sunday Night Baseball, so our new time slot is kind of being preoccupied. So we will make sure we post and share it out when we know exactly where we're going to be on. So let's go Yankees. Here's to a better week. Get back on track, and talk to you all later.
Bye, everybody. Have a good week.